Hey guys, welcome back to Advent of Code Day 4 in C++. So in today's problem, we get given a 2D array that looks like this, and we want to perform a word search to find every instance of the word Xmas inside of it. So you can see there's one here. And yeah, one catch is that the Xmas can be in any direction. So it could be diagonal, vertical, horizontal. And here they have an example of all the different Xmas's that are inside of the input array. So my idea is that we go through the grid one by one and we look for the letter X since that's the start of the string, Xmas. So we get to this one here, and then we try looking in all directions. Try looking this way, this way, this way, this way, and so on. And we keep going until we find the word Xmas or we don't find it. I go through every row in the column inside of the input array, and then I have this array of directions here, which is 8 directions. And then, yeah, I just perform DFS on them if the letter's X. So we're just starting from the letter X. And looking at the DFS code, essentially it's a recursive function that keeps track of the letter index. So it starts at 0, 1, 2, and it goes to this Xmas string and just makes sure that at every new point we're at Xmas. And then I have a few checks here just to make sure we don't go out of range. In part 2, they tell us, hey, we're not actually looking for the word Xmas in any of the cardinal directions. We're actually looking for the word's mass inside of an X. So 2 masses going either way. And then they give the same example here. Now, the intuition I had was just searching like we did before for the word mass, not Xmas this time, just the word mass, so M-A-S in a diagonal case. And then once we get here, we can say, okay, well, we know A is in the middle, so that's fine. And now we just need to verify that in the bottom left and the top right, there's an M and an S, and only one of each. And you can note that, say this top right S, this actually has the same row as the starting M and the same column as the ending S. And the same thing you can say, this one has the same column as the starting M, but the same row as the ending S. Looking at the code, we do the same thing with the main function. When we get to the letter M, we start going through the directions. And you note that this time the directions are only 4 directions because it can't be diagonal anymore. And what happens here is that inside of this DFS function, if we in the end do get to the letter S, so we've traversed through a list of 3 and there've been MAS, then what we do is we, as I said, we look in the opposite corners essentially to make sure there's an M and an S in the opposite places from us. And yeah, I said some logic here. So for the first check, we want to check the ending row and the starting column. And then we want to check the starting row and the ending column because they'll be the 2 respective points. And then we just check that these 2 characters, one of them is an N and one of them is an S. And if you have both those, we can add to the answer. That's all. Thanks.